Tell me honestly, how many times have you lain staring at the ceiling, dreaming of something great? Maybe it was a business that would change the world, a book that would become a bestseller, or a journey that people would talk about for years.
Now remember what happened next. Did you get up from the couch and start acting? Or did your plans remain buried under the weight of endless tomorrows? You know what I'm talking about. Those minutes, hours, days when you sit, spinning grand ideas in your head, but nothing changes. You just keep sitting. And this isn't just laziness, it's betrayal. Betrayal of yourself, your dreams, your potential. Life doesn't stand still, waiting for you to make up your mind. The reality is simple and harsh. Ambitions without actions are just fantasies, beautiful pictures in your head. You can convince yourself as much as you want that someday everything will start, that soon you'll get to work. But someday is an illusion, a myth you invented to soothe your conscience. While you wait for this mythical moment, your dreams quietly fade away. You hide behind your ideas like a shield, but without the first step, they mean nothing. They are empty words, promises you make to yourself to not feel defeated. Inside you, there is a struggle. A fire of desire burns, to become someone, to achieve something great. But it is held back by an icy wall of laziness, habits, doubts. You feel it every day. You want to move forward, but something holds you in place. You are like a ship ready to set sail, but tied to the shore by a heavy anchor. This anchor is your 5 minutes of rest that stretch into hours, your excuses, your habit of procrastinating. And with each day, this anchor becomes heavier. Your ambitions are your strength. You are not just a dreamer. You are someone who wants to leave a mark on this world. But ambitions without movement are like a car without fuel. It can be beautiful, powerful, full of potential, but it won't go anywhere. You can be the most talented, the smartest, the most inspired person in the room. But if you don't get up and start acting, your talent will remain unrealized. Potential is wonderful, but it's useless if you don't give it life. Stop and look at yourself, not just in the mirror, but deeper into your life. What do you see? A person who could become great, but is still just sitting and waiting for the perfect moment, perfect conditions, perfect mood. But the truth is, the perfect moment is now. Right now, in this second, as your eyes glide over these lines. You have a choice, to close this page and return to your fantasies, or to take the first step toward making them real. You're not alone in this. We all sometimes get lazy, procrastinate, fear. Each of us has said to ourselves at least once, "I'll start tomorrow." But those who achieve success differ in one thing. They don't wait for laziness to disappear on its own. They fight it like an enemy standing between them and their goals. They get up even when they don't want to, take a step even when it's scary. And you can do it too. You are ambitious, and that is your weapon. But to win, you need to start acting. Not tomorrow, not on Monday, not when you're in the mood. Now. Because every tomorrow is another lost day. And if you don't stop this cycle, one day you'll look back and realize that all your tomorrows have turned into never. Time is relentless. It doesn't wait for you to gather your strength, to stop being afraid, to feel ready. It moves forward with or without you. Don't let your dreams die. You are stronger than you think. You are capable of more than you imagine. But all this will become reality only in one case, if you start moving. Right now. Take the first step, even if it's small, even if it's uncertain, but take it. Because it's this step that separates the person you want to become from the one you remain, sitting on the couch. Your life is a mirror of your soul. What do you want to see in it? A person who dreams or a person who acts? The choice is yours. And this choice starts now. Have you ever wondered why, despite your grand ambitions, you find yourself stuck in an endless cycle of procrastination and inaction? You dream of greatness, of recognition, of achievements, of leaving a mark on this world. But days pass, and you remain in the same place, watching opportunities slip through your fingers. Why does this happen? What invisible force holds you back from becoming who you could be? The harsh truth is that ambitions without actions are merely fantasies. This is the bitter reality you must accept if you want to break free from this vicious cycle. Ambitions are like seeds. They hold the potential for greatness, but without the water of effort and the light of discipline, they will not grow. You can nurture dreams in your mind for years, but if you don't bring them to life, they will wither, leaving only regrets behind. Imagine Alexei, a young man who dreamed of becoming a writer. He fantasized about how his books would inspire millions. He had notebooks full of ideas, characters, and plot sketches, but he never got beyond a couple of pages. Every day he told himself, "I'll start tomorrow." but that tomorrow never came. Instead, he wasted time on social media, videos, and minor distractions. Years passed, and while his friends realized their dreams, he remained stuck. Now, having crossed the threshold of 30, he looks back with a heavy heart, asking himself, what if I had started back then? This is the danger of combining ambitions with laziness. It deceives you into thinking that potential alone is enough. But potential is not achievement. It's just the starting line, and without the courage to run the race, you'll never reach the finish. As Albert Einstein said, genius is 1% talent and 99% hard work. Your ambitions are your talent, but without work, they remain empty. You are capable of greatness. But potential means nothing without the effort to realize it. It's time to stop looking for excuses and start taking action. Look at yourself in the mirror and ask, am I really willing to let my dreams die just because I'm too comfortable? The answer should shake you. You're not just a spectator in your life. You are its author, its architect, the one who decides whether your story will be one of triumph or of missed opportunities. Imagine the moment when you look back on your life, filled with what-ifs and if-onlys. You stand on the threshold of old age, surrounded not by achievements but by the ghosts of unfulfilled goals. You knew you could have achieved more, but you let laziness win. Don't let this become your story. Don't allow fear, doubt, or the sweet trap of comfort to rob you of the life you were meant to live. Ambitions are not everything. They are the spark, but action is the flame. You must fan that flame with daily efforts, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. The gap between who you are now and who you want to be is bridged by the steps you take today, not by promises for tomorrow. So stand up. Take the first step, even if it's small. Write the first page, make the first call, start the first workout. Anything, but do it now. Because the only thing standing between you and your ambitions is yourself. This chapter calls on you to face your laziness, overcome it, and start moving towards your dreams. It combines emotional drama, philosophical reflections, and practical advice to inspire you to change. Start today, and let your story be one of victory, not regret. What if I told you that the greatest enemy you'll ever face is not out there in the world, but inside you? It's not the critics, not the obstacles, not even the failures. It's the voice that whispers, why bother, when you're on the verge of action. It's the weight that pulls you back to the couch when you know you should be working. It's laziness, and it's winning the war against your ambitions. But here's the question you need to ask yourself. Are you going to let it? Let's face it, laziness is not just a bad habit, it's a thief. It steals your time, your potential, and worst of all, your future. You know this. You felt it. Every time you choose comfort over effort, you're handing over a piece of your dreams to oblivion. And yet, you do it anyway. Why? Because laziness is seductive. It promises immediate pleasure, while ambition demands sacrifice. But here's the harsh truth. The pleasure is fleeting, and the sacrifice is what builds empires. Think about it. Every great achievement in history was born from someone who refused to give in to the lure of ease. Take Thomas Edison, who famously said, "Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration." He didn't invent the light bulb by lounging around, waiting for inspiration to strike. He did it by working tirelessly, failing thousands of times, and pushing through when every fiber of his being probably screamed for rest. Now look at yourself. You have the inspiration, the ambition, but where's the perspiration? You, dear reader, are standing at a crossroads. On one side is the path of least resistance, the one you've walked too many times before. It's familiar, comfortable, and leads nowhere. On the other side is the path of effort, of discomfort, of growth. It's steep, it's challenging, and it's where your dreams live. The choice is yours, but let me ask you this. How many more days are you willing to waste? How many more opportunities will you let slip by while you scroll through your phone, telling yourself that tomorrow you'll start? Let me tell you about Sarah. She was just like you, full of ideas, bursting with potential. She wanted to start her own business, something that would change lives. But every day, she found an excuse. I'm too tired. I don't have enough time. I'll do it when things settle down. Years passed, and her business remained a fantasy. Then one day, she met someone who had the same idea but actually acted on it. That person now runs a successful company, while Sarah is still planning. The difference? Action. Sarah's ambition was real, but her laziness was stronger. Don't be Sarah. Don't let your story be one of could have been. You have the power to change that narrative, starting right now. But it won't be easy. Laziness is a formidable opponent. It's cunning, it's patient, and it knows your weaknesses. It will tempt you with distractions, with excuses, with the illusion of later. But later never comes. Later is a lie you tell yourself to avoid the discomfort of now. Here's the thing, discomfort is where growth happens. Every time you choose to act despite feeling lazy, you're not just moving closer to your goals, you're building the muscle of discipline. And discipline, my friend, is what separates the dreamers from the doers. As Aristotle once said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. What habits are you building? Are they the habits of a winner or a procrastinator? I know it's hard. I know that sometimes the weight of your own expectations feels crushing. You want so much, but the gap between where you are and where you want to be seems insurmountable. But that's the beauty of it. You don't have to cross the gap in one leap. You just have to take one step, then another, and another. Each step, no matter how small, is a victory over laziness. Each step brings you closer to the person you're meant to become. So what's it going to be? Will you continue to let laziness dictate your life, or will you rise up and fight for your ambitions? The battle is raging inside you, but only you can decide who wins. Remember, every moment you spend in inaction is a moment you'll never get back. Time is the one resource you can't replenish. Use it wisely. You are ambitious, and that's a gift. But ambition without action is like a car without gas. It looks good, but it's going nowhere. So start the engine. Put your foot on the pedal. Drive toward your dreams, even if it's just a mile at a time. Because in the end, it's not the size of your ambitions that matters. It's the size of your commitment to them. What if the only thing standing between you and your dreams is the invisible chain you've wrapped around yourself? You call it comfort, but let's be honest, it's a prison. A prison built from the bricks of routine, the mortar of excuses, and the bars of fear. You're ambitious, yes, but you're also lazy. And that laziness isn't just a habit, it's a choice. A choice to stay small, to stay safe, to stay exactly where you are. But here's the question you need to ask yourself. How long are you willing to let comfort rob you of your potential? Let's cut through the noise. Ambition is your fire, but laziness is the water that douses it. You dream of greatness, of building something meaningful, of being someone who matters. Yet, every day you choose the couch over the grind, the scroll over the study, the later over the now. And with every choice, you tighten the chains. You know this. You feel it. That gnawing sense that you're meant for more, but somehow can't break free. So, what's holding you back? The harsh truth is that laziness is not just about being tired or unmotivated, it's about fear. Fear of failure, fear of effort, fear of stepping into the unknown. It's easier to stay in your comfort zone, where everything is predictable, where you don't have to risk anything. But here's the thing, nothing grows there. Your ambitions wither in the shadow of comfort. As the philosopher Seneca once said, it is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that things are difficult. You're not lazy because the path is hard. You're lazy because you're afraid to walk it. Think about it. Every time you procrastinate, you're not just avoiding work. You're avoiding the possibility of failure. But failure isn't the enemy, stagnation is. Take a look at Michael, a talented musician who dreamed of performing on stage. He had the skills, the passion, the vision. But every time an opportunity arose, he found an excuse. I'm not ready. I need more practice. Maybe next time. Years passed, and while his friends took risks and grew, Michael stayed in his bedroom, strumming the same chords, trapped by his own hesitation. Now he watches others live his dream, wondering what could have been. Don't be Michael. Don't let fear disguise itself as laziness and steal your future. You have the power to break free, but it won't happen by accident. It starts with a decision to confront your fears, to embrace discomfort, to choose growth over ease. And that decision isn't a one-time thing, it's a daily battle. Every morning, you wake up with a choice, to stay chained to comfort or to take a step, however small, toward your ambitions. The good news? You don't have to conquer the world in a day. You just have to conquer the moment. Here's how: start small. Set tiny, achievable goals that build momentum. Write one paragraph, run 1 mile, make one call. It doesn't matter how insignificant it seems. Each action is a crack in the wall of laziness. As you stack these small wins, you'll find that the chains begin to loosen. You'll start to see that the discomfort you feared isn't so bad after all. In fact, it's where the magic happens. It's where you grow, where you become the person capable of achieving your dreams. But to keep going, you need more than just willpower. You need a why. Why do you want what you want? Why does it matter? Your ambitions aren't just about fame or success, they're about purpose. They're about the impact you want to have, the legacy you want to leave. When you connect to that deeper reason, laziness loses its grip. As motivational speaker Les Brown said, when you have a why, you can endure any how. So find your why, write it down, and let it pull you forward when comfort tries to pull you back. Practical steps can also help. Create a routine that sets you up for success. Wake up early, plan your day, break tasks into bite-sized pieces. Reward yourself for progress, not just for results. And most importantly, stop waiting for motivation to strike. Motivation is a fickle friend. It comes and goes. Discipline, on the other hand, is the muscle you build through consistent action. Flex it daily, and it will carry you when motivation fails. Now imagine this. A year from now, you look back and see a trail of small victories. You've written the book, launched the business, run the marathon. Whatever your dream is, you're not just dreaming anymore, you're doing. And it all started with a single step, a single choice to break free from the chains of comfort. That future is possible, but only if you act. So, what are you waiting for? The perfect moment? It doesn't exist. The right mood? It won't come. The only thing that matters is now. Take that first step today, not tomorrow. Because every day you wait is another day your ambitions gather dust. Don't let comfort be your cage. Break the chains. Your future self is begging you to start. Have you ever woken up and realized that the life you're living is not the one you dreamed of? That somewhere along the way, you traded your ambitions for the safety of routine? You're not alone. Most people drift through life, seduced by the comfort of the familiar, while their dreams gather dust in the corners of their minds. But here's the question that should haunt you. How much longer will you let your potential sleep while you pretend to be awake? Let's face it, being ambitious but lazy is a cruel paradox. You have the vision, the ideas, the hunger for more, but you lack the spark to ignite them. And the harsh truth is this: every day you choose an action, you're not just delaying your dreams, you're killing them. Slowly, silently, with every excuse you make. Time doesn't care about your intentions, it only measures what you do. And right now, what you're doing is watching your life pass by, one wasted moment at a time. Consider the story of Emily. She was a brilliant artist, full of creative energy and grand ideas for her first gallery exhibition. But every evening, instead of painting, she'd tell herself, "I'll start when I feel inspired." Weeks turned into months, and her canvases remained blank. One day, she stumbled upon an old sketchbook from her younger years, filled with vibrant drawings and notes. It hit her like a punch to the gut. She had been more productive at 16 than at 30. What changed? Laziness crept in, disguised as waiting for the right moment. But the right moment never came, and her talent withered. Don't be Emily. Don't let your best years slip away while you wait for a sign that will never arrive. You are standing at the edge of your own awakening. The dreamer inside you is restless, begging to be set free. But to do that, you must confront the laziness that has kept you chained. It's not enough to want more, you have to demand it from yourself. As the philosopher William James once said, act as if what you do makes a difference. It does. Your actions, no matter how small, are the bridge between the life you imagine and the life you live. So, what are you waiting for? The world won't hand you your dreams on a silver platter. You have to fight for them, sweat for them, and sometimes bleed for them. Here's the thing, awakening isn't a one-time event, it's a daily choice. Every morning, you decide whether to hit snooze or rise with purpose. Every evening, you choose between mindless scrolling or meaningful progress. And in those quiet moments when doubt whispers, "You're not good enough," you must roar back, "I am." Because the truth is, you are capable of more than you know. But only if you stop hiding behind your own excuses. Imagine this, a year from now, you're unrecognizable. Not because you've changed who you are, but because you've unleashed who you've always been. You've turned your ambitions into achievements, your ideas into impact. You've stopped waiting for permission and started creating your own opportunities. All because you chose to wake up, truly wake up, and take control of your life. That future is not a fantasy, it's a possibility. But it requires you to act, not tomorrow, not next week, today. So what's it going to be? Will you continue to drift, letting laziness steal your potential? Or will you rise and claim the life you were meant to live? The choice is yours, but remember, dreamers dream, doers do. It's time to stop dreaming about who you could be and start becoming that person. The world is waiting for you, but it won't wait forever. What will your legacy be? When you stand at the edge of your life, Gazing back across the years, will you see a trail blazing with achievements or a barren field littered with missed chances? You've held your ambitions close, a flickering torch in your heart, yet too often, you've let laziness douse its light. Now the question looms, will you be remembered as the one who dreamed grand dreams, or the one who dared to make them real? Here's the harsh truth. The world doesn't celebrate the ambitious, it honors the achievers. It's not enough to dream big, you must act big. History doesn't etch the names of wishers into stone, it carves the deeds of doers. Look at Leonardo da Vinci, a man whose mind brimmed with brilliance and ambition. Yet, he was a notorious procrastinator, leaving countless sketches unfinished, ideas unrealized. But despite this flaw, he pressed forward, sometimes haltingly, and gave us the Mona Lisa, the Last Supper, works that echo through centuries. His legacy lives not because he was flawless, but because he acted, even imperfectly. You're not so different. Your potential is vast, a wellspring of possibility. But potential alone is nothing. It's a seed without soil, lifeless until planted. As Mahatma Gandhi once said, the future depends on what you do today. What you do now, in this fleeting moment, crafts the story you'll leave behind. You reading this, have the spark of greatness within. Don't let laziness smother it. Every day you hesitate, you don't just delay success, you gamble with it. Time slips through your fingers, a currency you can't earn back. While you wait for the right moment, others are out there, acting, stumbling, rising again, claiming their place. What sets them apart? They chose to begin. They chose to fight. And so can you. Don't let laziness be the wall between you and your destiny. Picture this. You're at life's end, looking back. One path is strewn with what-ifs and if-onlys, a heavy shroud of regret draping your shoulders, the silence of unfulfilled dreams a deafening roar. Now, imagine another path, one where you grasped every chance, where your ambitions hardened into reality. Feel the pride swelling in your chest, the ripple of your impact stretching beyond your years. That's not a distant dream, it's a choice. But it demands action, not tomorrow, not next week, today. You've seen how laziness steals, how comfort binds, how the war between ambition and inaction hinges on discipline. This is your final push. Break free from the excuses that tether you. Rise above the fear that whispers failure. Failure isn't your enemy, it's your teacher, forging success through every hard-won lesson. Each step, however small, is a victory over inertia, a brick in the monument of your legacy. So what will you choose? Will you drift, letting laziness erode your potential, or will you stand and fight for your dreams? Dreamers dream, but doers build. Your legacy waits, but it won't linger forever. Act now, let your story be one of triumph, not a quiet tragedy. Start today. Take that first step. Write the opening line, dial that number, lace up your shoes. The world watches, and your future self pleads. Don't let this moment slip away.